The Terraria's Old One's army can be a fantastic side objective to pursue throughout the game, offering you a multitude of unique weapons that are usually superior to the ones found in mainstream progression. Of course though, these do most definitely come at a cost, as the event can be quite tricky to master and sometimes isn't worth the time you have to put in. Today, we're going to be looking at a weapon that finds itself competing with two other late game bows, the Tsunami and Eventide. Of course, I must be talking about the Aerial Bane. Before we take a look at this thing though, did you know that only 84% of you beautiful people aren't subscribed? So if you enjoy the content, why not let YouTube know and help support the channel? Okay, let's take a look at this thing, shall we? As mentioned, the Aerial Bane was added as part of the Dungeon Defenders 2 crossover update, in particular as a drop from the legendary boss Betsy. For this, you're going to want to talk to your tavern keep after defeating Golem and purchase an Eternia crystal stand, crystal, and any traps you think you may need. Now, before starting the event, a quick way you can create an arena is by simply building a flat platform a minimum of 61 tiles in both directions, which, while technically being the quickest way to farm the event, I wouldn't advise, and would instead extend the platform by another 30 tiles in both directions. Right, once you are up and running, ironically, your best bet weapon-wise is probably one of the other late-game bows. The Tsunami with Holy Arrows, for example, is a fantastic option, and combined with the Shrewmite Armor set bonus, can pretty much make the entire event stand still and kill. Right, once you do make it to the dreaded round 7 though, you better get moving, as Betsy does not mess around. Again though, I found the Tsunami with Holy Arrows particularly effective during this fight, even more so than the guns with Chlorophyte bullets. As per with these weapons though, the fight's not over, as RNG will dictate whether you need to do the whole event again. All I can say is, good luck to you. Okay, let's see what it can do. Out of all the Old One's army weapons I've tried, the Aerial Bane has to be functionally my favourite, basically hurling a mortar-like shot of fireballs at enemies that split into another 5 smaller fragments on contact. Interestingly, these special arrows are also super effective against airborne enemies, dealing 150% of the base damage. As you can see though, even without this added bonus, the bow's single target DPS hovers around the same as its competitors. So let's see what it's like against groups. And well, I have to say, this did kinda shock me, as with no baked-in piercing or the ability to benefit from alternative arrow types, I fully expected the Eventide to dominate this round. But no, the Aerial Bane dished out a neat 4000 DPS like it was nothing, and that's not even utilizing its perks to its fullest extent. So let's see what it's like against real enemies. To put it simply, the Aerial Bane is a joy to use and feels extremely powerful. However, while I would say it beat the Tsunami in terms of time to kill, the Eventide's piercing on this much smaller sample size is noticeable, putting the Aerial Bane in second place during this scenario. Of course though, let's not forget the trick the Aerial Bane has up its sleeve, that 150% damage bonus against enemies that are airborne. Yeah, that did just one-shot 2 wyverns, something the other 2 bows couldn't even dream of. And what's also great about this is, an enemy doesn't actually have to be in flight. Basically anything with 12 air blocks beneath it will receive the damage bonus. Okay, so things are looking good against regular enemies. So what about bosses? And well, to be honest, this for me is where the weapon starts to drop off due to its difficult firing style. I found the damage delivery pretty good here, but unlike bows like the Eventide, I had to really tune my shots in and stay closer to the boss than I would have preferred. Luckily though, when it comes to the good old pillars, the bow finds itself in its zone again, being able to deal with large amounts of high HP targets no problem. All I would say though, I wouldn't personally recommend this weapon for the Moonlord, as both the Phantasm and Vortex Beta exist, which are far superior. So I mean, the Aerial Bane definitely has its uses. I guess though, it comes down to what you're going to use it for. If you want an easy time farming the moon invasions, I'd absolutely go for this. Otherwise, well, maybe give it a miss, as the time spent farming the Old One's army could go towards something else. This has been sockrteez, and I'll see you in the next one.